spot for an import. They call us imports, like, you know. Because you're only allowed to have, depending on the country, sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes three.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can have
imports.
Yeah, so American players. Yeah. So they said no, you know, you can send us your film. You know, can't promise you nothing, but so I was just like, whatever. I sent them my stuff, and 30 minutes later they want me to come.
So I thought he was a good guy, and that's why I married him. So I ended up finding out that he was cheating on me. But it wasn't with 1, 2, 3 women. Sometimes it was 3 women a day. It was bad.
Dementia.
Okay.
Dementia.
A very real, very ugly, very nasty disease. My mom has it. We deal with it. I understand it.
So he moved in with y'all at what point? Because I know he moved in with you both.
He did. And this was maybe about 12, 18 months before he passed away.
Okay.
Where it was kind of...
I didn't even drive for a month. I'm still going to work at AT&T. I see a lady at the bus stop. I say, damn, that she just reminded me of my sisters. I said, there's no way I could get up every day and go to work, close my eyes, open them, and my sister at the bus stop. That van ain't for me. Okay.
He said, this is shit that kills me. This is shit that take a smile off my face. He said, you're a healthy dude. He said, probably 6 months, but you're healthy. It might be 8 months. I said, okay. And then he said, but if you do chemo, you'll probably get 12 months. I said, okay. And then I'll be cured with medicine.
Right.
He said, no, to live. That's how he said it. Now, he said, no, to live. What did he say?
Let's go. All right. Welcome to How Did We Get Here? This is the special Thanksgiving Turkey Day edition. And today there's a real special episode, man. It's we got live and in person. We got a real legend here with us today, man. We got a came to Detroit and made waves for years. Took his show on the road to Nashville. He done made his way out there. A king everywhere he go. Loved by everybody. We got Mr. Terry Cunningham.
What's going on? Hey. I'm back home. I'm
back home in the D.
Love the D. Love the D.
I think that, and it's weird too, because I think I got you in an uncomfortable position. Not because you about to tell the truth and kick it, but the way that you move, you're not used to being the highlight of the attention. You're not used to. You like to do things behind the scenes, make all the magic happen, and just be quiet, be in and out. But today, we're looking at you, man. We're looking at you. What's up, Terry? Tell us your story, man.
Yeah, I like being behind the scenes. I got a lot of ghosts in the closet.
A lot of ghosts.
But anyway, everything's good, man. But to be honest with you, behind the scene, in front of the scene, as long as I'm clear and you can understand me and you can accept what's going on or not, I just want to be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
You know, that way, hell, I ain't good at lying because I talk too much. So, I gotta repeat myself.
When you lie, when you talking too much, you lying.
No, that's why I don't lie, because I
Ain't that
talk
what
too
you tell
much.
me? Yeah.
No, that ain't what I said. No, I'm straight up. Whatever I tell you, you can back it up, check me with it or whatever. But the thing is, it's my life, so, it is what it is. Everything I tell you might not be for you. It might not be about you. But at the same time, I want you to think about you when you're listening to it. So like I said, that's all it is.
All right. Well, for our viewers that don't know, How Did We Get Here is our podcast. This is my man, Shug. I'm Dre. And our podcast is called How Did We Get Here? It's about moments in your life that everybody has, either when things are going great or when you're going through something. And you ask yourself, like, dang, how did I get here? Because it never really goes according to plan. So I'm sure most people have had a moment where you be like, man, how did I get here? But before we go through the battle, my big cousin over here is going through a battle. But before we get to that, let's talk about who we dealing with here. Terry Cunningham is a grandfather. How many grandchildren you got?
Two boys.
2 grandchildren. A father. How many kids?
2 boys and 2 girls.
4 kids. A brother. How many sisters and brothers you got?
2 sisters and 1 brother. That my daddy told me about.
You got a team already.
Shit.
A cousin. I'm not even going to ask you how many cousins you got. I bet you don't know.
Shit. First cousins.
First cousins.
On my mother's side is 78. On my father's side is 21. Count that up if you can. I can't.
It's 1,000, roughly.
It feel like it. It don't count second, thirds, or whatever. Everybody else who wants some money from you, but it don't count all that. But at the same time, I don't look at them as cousins. I don't deal with titles. I just deal with fam.
Exactly.
Fam. That's all.
Exactly.
Just like you, Dre. You fam.
That's how it's always been.
That's what the title is. And we treat them all the same. We make them explain why they wrong and fix the rights. That's all. That's all we all do. You know, in my family.
That's it.
Because I have a blessed family.
Yes, sir.
I'm blessed to be in it, you know. So.
Huge family. He's also a son, obviously, and he's a friend to unlimited people. So you started out in Detroit or you started out in Nashville?
I moved to Detroit from Nashville when I was 3 years old.
3 years old.
Yeah, and then I stayed in Nashville till I was 19. Had to get out of here and go to service. And,
So wait, you moved to Detroit when you was 3?
I moved to Detroit when I was 3 until I was 19 years old.
Okay.
Then I had to get out of here and go to the Marine Corps for 4 years. Headed back to Detroit, but every time, like I was telling my man, when the weather changed like this, I ain't coming back up here with y'all.
Out of here.
I do it for a weekend on Thanksgiving, and that's it. But
blame
I
you.
could plan on coming back in the spring. Never did. I still love Detroit. I love everything about it but the weather.
So tell us about a young Terry running through the streets of Detroit, high school age, and coming into a man. What you had going on in D?
I'm going to tell you something. Just like most kids growing up, you have no idea what's going on in life. You just think your life is normal. You know, I was coming through Detroit. When I was in high school, I was in high school in 1978 to 1982. Got out on time 4 years, some kind of way. But
What high school?
Cooley High. I don't need to tell you what this red on doing, but shit. Yeah, Cooley High.
Class of
Yeah.
82.
Class of 82. But I started growing up over there on Grand, Linwood and Lawton, YBI Nation. And then I moved over to McNichols and Schaefer. And, you know, like I said, that's where I left. That's where I was growing. West Side.
That was the time. That was YBI time, too. He was right there.
A lot of my buddies. That's what they do. But at the same time, YBI was just YBI. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't no
It didn't have the
landmark
history
you
yet.
thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like I said, history is one of them things you look back at.
Right.
You don't do it while you're going through it.
Right.
You know, you never know. And like I said, but Detroit was the murder capital of the world all them years, and shit, I thought it was Mayberry RFD, because you don't know better.
Yep.
Thing is, you know, you just living your life.
These were just cats you knew and stuff that was just always went on.
When I go to San Diego or somewhere like that, and I'm wondering what they going through, and I'm like, y'all don't have the problems you think you have. Yeah. You best not to be wishing it on yourself, you know. But at the same time, like I said, I was so blessed where one thing I had stronger than anything was God in my life. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna tell you about the Sunday school skipping and all that kind of stuff, you know, and the stealing the extra cookies and all that kind of stuff. After choir rehearsal, I ain't gonna tell you about all that. But God was there with us through my whole journey, and that's why He always had His hands on me when I thought I was hands free. So you know, that's one thing. The biggest thing I could say is my mother had us in church in Detroit City, and you better know God. And if you don't, He gonna introduce Himself in a shocking way.
Yes, sir.
But God comes when you need Him. He comes. So that's the main thing. Is I always had God as a best friend.
And then growing up in Detroit, you said you went to the Marines?
Yeah.
So what brought on the decision? Because I mean, did you have a military family, or is that something that, how did you come to the deal that you wanted to go to the Marines?
Bad luck and trouble, I thought, but just a blessing. And the thing is, I had to get out of Detroit on the fastest way I could. And
So you had something going on here that you had to get away from?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get away fast. So at the same time, just to be real, but I ain't gonna even say that, but because you look back and things, I be putting other people on the spot. But I was smart enough to get in, put it like that, okay? So I got in and went on. But like I said, at the same time, I couldn't really stick around long. If I wanted to go the safest course.
Okay.
And I'm talking
got
about
too hot around
penitentiary and things like that. So it's kind of hard explaining this and thinking back about what I was at 19 when I really didn't know. It wasn't. It was God sending me there, getting me out of these streets. Because I still thought I was in the greatest city in the world. And I'm talking about safest. But if you ever know, when I was 19, we was blessed to live out of our teens. 20 years old, shit, you down and retired from life if you can go through Detroit alive.
Right.
And that's any neighborhood. That's any neighborhood. You didn't have a pick of neighborhoods or nothing that things can happen to you. But at the same time, I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know it was like that. A lot of people wear this D hat. It's Detroit Doughboys for real. It is, but they don't know what Doughboy is. They don't understand the history of the riots and the Detroit Tigers and what that D means for us, putting us back together. I was here when the riots in '68, and we couldn't go near the windows because they had snipers on the roof. And remember, Detroit in 1968, that's how much they cared about you. When our riots was going through, they sent the 83rd and the 101 Airborne. What do soldiers do? They kill. Now, I just left Nashville. They had riots going on, and they send National Guards. National Guards protect. Nashville will get protected. Detroit will get killers. So you don't realize it like that until you started getting into riots and shit like that and started understanding history. Just like when people tell you on riots, why did they burn down their people? And why did they burn down their own property? But at that time, the riots was not burning down our property because they wouldn't let us buy it. Jews from out this way, when I say out this way, suburbs, Jews owned the property and wouldn't sell it to us. That's why they got that stuff burned down. Because you in our neighborhood, but you won't sell us our property back. That's what it was. And see, it goes to a lot of cities and a lot of riots, and people who don't know education as far as history, well, they ain't burning down their own shit. They burning down stuff you won't sell them no way.
So what year was you born in?
Yeah,
hey, man.
1963.
63.
That
So
was a
right
good
at
year.
the time, you were still a baby, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But you just got these memories of it.
But shit, you got to stay in the middle of your house days and not going by windows as a kid. Now I got a grandson, he meddles with everything. So I can understand how hard that would be, where you better not move a curtain, else that soldier down there thinking you finna shoot him. They shooting up at you. So that's what the riots do. So you got to be very, very rememberable of how things came through history. It wasn't just made up like that. It was, and so when you look back at things that come on TV and stuff, you start realizing. And then you get somebody who don't know what's going on say, why did they do this? Then you tell them, then you get that look on their face of, I didn't know. Well, then you shouldn't comment on it. You shouldn't have no negative comment until you learn out what's going on. Just like what I'm going through right now. If you know what I felt like when I'm going through, and this is what I have cancer. I have terminal cancer, liver, my valve duct has cancer, so that means every vessel that's feeding my liver is cancerous. So you can't be transplanted. I can't borrow yours, because of where it is. God put me in that place for a reason, and that's what it is. But like I said, when you deal with somebody who don't know what's going on, they give you that same look, and it kind of catch you because you've started feeling like a teacher who taught the kids ABCs then, and they got it. Now you got it. So please take it and do something with it.
Yes, sir.
So that's what that is.
All right. And then, so from Detroit, you went to the Marines.
Yeah.
What did you, how did that change you? Because obviously you zoomed out your lens on the world. So you had a bigger view of things. You met people from everywhere.
See, I would be honest with you. I advise anybody who don't have nowhere to go to the military. It's the easiest job I ever had in my life. Leave this place and don't have to worry about walking out of the store getting shot. I went to Southern California. This is why I went. I was watching the Rose Bowl. I was watching Rose Bowl and I seen dudes with their shirt off. They had the little letters and with no shirt on. And I look outside. 12 inches of snow out there when I looked outside. Right. And then I went to the recruiter, and it was like February. He said, Terry, you can go into the Marine Corps, you can go to Parris Island, South Carolina, or you can go to Southern California. Come on. I thought about that, and that 12 inches of snow, and they got shirts off. I said, shit, I'm going to California. Right. I said, man. Then I get on the bus going to California. I'm sitting back. You know, I ain't have no tact whatsoever. I'm a Detroit kid. Right. It's like I'm in high school, sitting back, leaning in palm trees. I'm like, shit, I can get used to this. Right. This is nice. Little dude, I couldn't even see him get over when he got on the bus. Little short Filipino cat. I didn't even see him. He just shorter than the seats. Get your ass. I don't know how much cussing I can do, so I don't want to get carried away.
Hey,
but
it's uncensored. Trust me.
Yo, make sure ain't no kids up there, because we're gonna tell it for real. Yeah, but he got his ass on there cussing and all that. I said, I slapped the shit out that little motherfucker. But then I seen about 30 more dudes outside. Hold up. I said, get your ass off this bus. And so we had lined up and everything like that. And so reality kicked in then. Because that was my form of discipline that I didn't know it. Which, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, my mother and them always told me to respect police because they got real guns. And so this dude ain't got nothing, but at the same time, he talking to me very disrespectful. So when I went to the Marine Corps, I went through boot camp. They shave you down, give you clothes and everything. And so I had a drill instructor. And he said, well, I'm going to let y'all know this right now, the second day. Y'all don't want to be in my motherfucking Marine Corps? Let me know and I'll get you the fuck out. So we stopped. I went in his office. I said, sir, Private Cunningham wants to talk to Staff Sergeant Drill Instructor Russell. He said, Cunningham, shut the door. I said, sir, I want to get the fuck out your Marine Corps. He said, sit down. He said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, this is life. Life ain't nothing but a game. The better you play the game, the more advanced you get. He said, do me a favor. Give it 2 weeks. You want to get out? I'm going to get you out with no dishonorable discharge or nothing. Hell, I was standing in front of graduation 13 weeks later before I realized I should have told his ass I wanted to go. I would have been back in Detroit, back in trouble. So when I learned that part about the game of life, you have to do the game of life because you're not going to create your own. You're not going to create your own.
Not your plan.
Find out what fits you. Get in your spot. When you say I don't like being in the front light, I don't like being in the front light because it ain't shit in the front of life. I like making somebody else as happy as I do because I don't think nobody gets happy as me.
You always been like that.
So I don't, it ain't me not want to be in the front of life. I'm not bashful. I don't care, but at the same time, I'm not asking for a reward that I don't want. So therefore, it ain't me not wanting to be in the front of life. I just don't give a damn about the front of life. You know, as far as that being seen and all that, you know, we've been through all that. The cars, God bless you with all the material things you have for Christmas. I wish I can get a liver, damn a Lexus or whatever else. Right. But at the same time, God gonna give me what he want me to have when he want me to have it.
That's right.
That's all it is, you know.
Right.
So therefore, like I said, that's when I learned that game of life thing.
Military.
And yeah, when he told me that, I realized it because God put me in a spot to understand that life is a game. You got to get in the middle of it and figure out how to work it for you. Me and you don't have the same way. We don't have the same rules. Nobody have the same rules. You better learn yours and go with it. You know, so that's what I got at the Marine Corps more than anything. A lot of other little side stuff that I ain't going to say on here. But, you know.
How many years did you do in the Marine Corps?
Oh, I did 4. That's all I signed up for. That's all I was doing. Out. Shit, I want to do less than that. But I was 4 and out. The scariest day I ever had in my life. The scariest day, even up until the day, even up until I found out anything, was the day I got out the Marine Corps. My brother came out there. We stopped in Vegas. We partied and shit. We kicked it. And then I was riding through Arizona, and I said, fuck, what do I do tomorrow? When you don't have a tomorrow to look forward to because – I wasn't gonna be a fireman in San Diego. I went to the interview and said, building burning, you gonna go in? Nope. He said, well, this ain't the job. L.A. I went to be a policeman. My boy was in charge of the drug task force, live over Armour and McNichols. L.A. drug task force. He got me on. As they said, if they in that shooting, I said, I'm gonna wait till they run out of bullets. I ain't one of that motherfucker, you crazy. And so that's when I got to
you find yourself like lost, kind of like you ain't know what to do next.
4 years and you got a job that you can't quit, and now
they telling you what's next and what to do next. Yeah.
And so I just drove. Had a U-Haul. We had a U-Haul. We was kicking it and everything, spending up all my little extra money and shit. I didn't care about that because I always had a check coming in because the military. So I can understand how a guy would stay in 20 years and don't ever want to get out. Because when I was going to get out, I said, I tell you what, I'll stay in the Marine Corps if you give me down. I was picking crazy shit. Downtown Detroit, the Philippines, or Coronado Island. He gave me Coronado Island, San Diego. That's an island in San Diego. Only 2 Marines on that. I mean, I only had one boss. And he gave it to me. I said, well, I was in Okinawa, Japan. I said, this is the penitentiary. Someplace you don't want to be. You can't, no women on the damn island, nothing but work. I said, I'll never be on this motherfucker again. So I went on, got out. But like I said, go back to the first day I got out, I thought about it. Damn, I fucked up. Then I thought about, I tell you just got to make your way now.
Yeah.
So I stopped in Nashville. I got a lot of family in Nashville, a bunch of them, but a lot of family. So I stopped there and started, doing my thing. Old ways came back, new ways came, and everything like that. And, God walked me through. He walked me through. I'm still walking in Nashville. So, and that's what life do. But like
that's
said,
that's how you finally ended up back in Nashville.
Yeah.
With the family where it's comfortable at.
I dropped that damn U-Haul off, took my damn shit that I had halfway filling it up. I ain't up a duffel bag, and I turned it in at the little shop as soon as I got out because I wasn't wearing that shit no more.
Right.
It took me a long time. I had on camouflage yesterday, but it took me a long time to wear camouflage again. So that's when I ended up in Nashville.
So that was going to be one of the questions. Is there a time where you felt like you didn't know what to do next? And that was
I got a list of them, but that was the worst time. I still remember my worst day, my scariest day in life. Now, my worst day, I don't think I had that yet. I don't think I have it now. God got me. So, I ain't worried about the worst day.
Right.
That was the scariest day. And the thing is, sometimes you got to be scared and then you got to be pushed out just like in that swimming pool. But then, too, you don't know. Daddy pushed you in that pool, but he finna jump in and get you if you do show sign of can't do it. But at the same time, that was the scariest day of my life of not knowing.
You had to jump in the pool.
Shit, that was the ocean. That was the ocean. I was like, what am I going to do with money? We just left Vegas. We had a suite at Circus and every damn thing. And, we was living it up. Just that time right there. And then I'm
Rockman?
like, yeah, Rockman. Yeah, he don't want me to tell the whole story. But, yeah, we was in that. But like I said, I was riding through Arizona. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do tomorrow?
Ain't no road map.
No, not to be redundant in life. But like I said, when you bring up this scary spot, yeah, that hit a nerve. That hit a nerve because that's something you never want to go back again.
So when you get back to Nashville, what was your next opportunity? What did you do next? You get back to Nashville, you get amongst your friends and families. What happened next?
Shit, I'm telling you something. The military wasn't there no more, so I had to get a regular square job. And, I got on different places and done different jobs. So, one thing about a guy growing up in urban cities, you got plenty of opportunities. You just got to figure out how to get off your ass and go get them. Then I learned. Everybody, and especially if you're military, because, hey, I beat all the ones came out the penitentiary for the job. Okay. So, shit, I had a big jump on them. So, at the same time, I started just working and going, filling my way through and all that kind of stuff. And, at that time, though, I forgot something. It ain't big, it ain't nothing. I mean, we was cool. I had a wife, my first wife.
When did you get married?
So I got married at Thanksgiving.
Left that part out.
Well, hell, that ain't nothing I like to remember. But shit. But I mean, it wasn't big. It wasn't no Romeo and Juliet and nothing. I mean, to be honest.
Y'all mean the military? I met in Vegas.
I met in San Diego. She was from San Diego, right? And we was cool. We got along. Everything was good. But we had like a little agreement at the same time. So it wasn't no wedding bells and love and shit involved. It was more, at the time, wasn't nothing but, I'm in the military. I want to get this apartment in La Jolla. La Jolla is like the Beverly Hills of hustling and military and that. So she let me keep all the merit money. She stayed with her folks, and I got her the education free. So then she wanted all of a sudden throw a curveball. Well, I still like you, and you finna get out. I said, oh, shit, it's coming now. I went, well, why don't we, I don't mind going to
script, baby.
Nashville.
Stick to the script.
Yeah, somebody should have gave her ass one. But, so, I'm going to tell you something. If it ain't true love, that shit coming out. Yeah. It's coming out. And I don't mean, just because it ain't true love don't mean it's got to be hatred. It wasn't, no. It was like, okay, now that we're in Nashville, it's best that you go on your way, I go my way. And we did what we did, we got what we got. But you should never, ever, when you married, if it ain't 100%. Because it won't last. It won't last.
I agree with that. It's going to put you to the test.
Hell, sometimes 100% don't last. But at the same time, that's the hardest job you're going to get. So then I fooled around and shit and had 1 or 2, 500 girlfriends or something like that and shit. So, and then one thing about women, you got to find what's compatible at that time for you to keep going. Because next year, she might be compatible, but right now, she ain't.
Well, you both got to be on the same page. You both got to be ready.
And stay on the same page. But at the same time, so then I got married again. And to be honest with you, she's cool. She 100 and everything. But I married her daughter at the same time. I ain't no Kentucky shit here. I'm talking about when I married. This is what it is. When you take a woman that has a child, that's yours. That's yours.
Absolutely.
So,
Thanks.
And the thing is, that's my daughter now. And that's my daughter all these years.
Exactly.
So at the same time, it ain't like now, and then remember, I didn't have no biologicals then. I ain't no biologicals
So the
then.
first marriage lasted how long?
Shit, a weekend. Maybe about a year and about 2 years or something.
So
I don't remember no anniversary dinners.
And out.
Huh?
So like at the end of your military thing and then out.
Towards the end and out, right out, and and stuff like that. Which, at the end of the day, she good folks. I was the one fucked up.
Did she make it to Nashville with you?
Yeah, she made it to Nashville,
Okay.
and like I said, Nashville wasn't made for her.
Okay.
And the way I did Nashville wasn't made for her neither. So I contribute with a lot of that. But at the same time, she really didn't dig it here neither, And then she had folks in Macon, Georgia. I was trying to send her ass down there, but she went on back to San Diego. But like I said, that part, yeah. But see, when I got married the second time, it was real love then. And, and then, like I said, when I married the daughter, not that shit you talking, but when I married the daughter, when you do that, it's a bond you really create. That's Absolutely. Why I said it's got to be 100% because that bond won't be there.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, then I had my.
So wait, how old was the daughter?
She was 5.
5.
She was 5.
Okay.
And then this one thing that I done. Right now I ain't never done that shit before. I ain't never had to deal with no wife and she had another daughter.
Right.
So at the same time, I don't know how stepdaddy works. I don't do stepdaddies. Hell, I do 10 o'clock at night when they go to bed. I don't fool with the kids.
Because by now you like, what, 24, 25?
No. Hell, I was about 30 then. Oh,
so it was a long gap in between.
I had a big play gap in there.
Okay.
Yeah. I enjoyed my time. But so when I did that, and then the thing is, I never asked her to call me daddy because she had a father that was still living. But at the same time, if y'all a man and y'all out here, don't get mad if another nigga do your job better than you. And the thing is, one thing about kids, though, I know this for a fact. If you the daddy, you can make as many mistakes as you can as long as you make effort to correct them. Your kids will give you, your kids is your strength. You're not theirs. So, you need your kids around. You the ones who don't do it, that's why y'all fucked up a lot. Like I said, when I'm hurting, I deal with my kids. Yeah. I just want to hear their voice. Yep. They ain't got to say nothing like that. Just, hey, what's up? Like Sam, he ain't here someday.
They can make a bad day feel better.
That nigga, I got to wait for him to call me back in 2 days. But I say, Sam, I need to call you now. He come on with it. But the other time, yeah. I was like, motherfucker, am I bugging you? but like, damn. But I needed strength.
Yeah.
So at the same time, you know, I better be a politician. Nah, man, you good. Motherfucker, call me back faster next time, please. But so that's really what it is. But like I said, like my oldest daughter, she called me Terry for about 2 years. But then all of a sudden, Dad. And then, you know, my man, I don't have no grudge, ill feeling to her biological, but he's a, you know, feed of poison because not because he was fucked up, but at the same time he was intimidated. You only got one daddy. And I was like, you damn right, you only got one daddy. So, you know, you call me whatever you want. I don't care. But at the same time, it's my job to do what I'm supposed to do anyway when I take you in. So, like I said, if you're a man and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sit over there and not say shit, that's because you don't admit it. So, you know, at the same time, your kids will always forgive you.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they're your kids, they will always forgive you, but you got to make effort. So, therefore, that's how that went down. And then, okay, we was cool and all that, but you got to realize I was 30, and I don't know how many people are going to be 30, but more than likely, you probably fucked up mentally about a lot of things,
Still got a lot to
figuring
learn.
out about life.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to figure out life, and then you're trying to take kids and a wife, and you supposed to be over all that and dealing with all that,
Yeah, it's a lot.
you go through a lot. So we got a divorce. So when we got a divorce, shit, you know, it was one of them things where you get used to life being like life. Then you start thinking, shit, this gonna be a little different. First out, I'm thinking, shit, I know this broad down here that I've been looking at. I know this. Then you start realizing, well, damn, I gotta get with my family for that. Yeah. First thing you think about, your kids. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna own me no more. They ain't gonna wanna fuck with me and all that shit. You know, football practice and all that. That's the only time I had to spend with them and stuff like that. So you start learning.
So how long was the second marriage?
Shit, I don't know. I wasn't counting years. But it was 13 years ago. Terry is 28. About 15. No, hell, about 18 years. 15. No, 38, 48. Now, let me get a pencil and paper. I need to add this up. Because you know why? I got a problem with remembering what year things happened and all that. I'm going to just say 15 years, around 15 years. 15
it was a
years
nice
now.
long marriage. I mean,
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool, but at the same time, when you fall in love, you think you're falling out of love, but you're actually growing different.
Yep.
And then at the same time, you trying to grow other people. And like I said, I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah, kids do change.
Kids start whacking the plans.
They do.
You know, we probably got along a lot better when we didn't have kids, but they my prized possession.
They change the chemistry of your relationship, though.
I love her, but she can take her ass on. I'll take them anytime. You know, and that's just the value of that.
Right.
You know, anybody who don't have kids, they can move better, but they lost the rewards in life. Yep. You know, so like I said, and that's really what that is. But like I said, we divorced and everything, and then, you know, we went through the part about, okay, leave me alone, send the kids out. That's all I give a fuck. Send the kids out, and then the kids don't school. But we always kept that respect. Mm-hmm. We didn't fight about the kids or nothing like that. When it comes to them, no matter how mad I am about what's going on, listen up, be for real. That's the only time when she called, I got to answer the phone because, fuck, what she want? And then, okay, yes, I took Sam's phone, and then now Sam, I can't get in touch with him. I was like, damn, you took his phone, you can't get in touch with him. His ass, no. He way on the other side of town where his buddy's at because he knows she couldn't call him. I said, I know this nigga. He in Haynes Minor. And so, all right, nigga, come on, man. I know you got to take your ass straight home because I know the game you playing. So, you know, all that, when you know your kids one way and she know them another, you still got to get together if you want to raise them right.
And then, you know what, years down the road, she's still family.
No,
you know what I mean? Even though y'all had the...
Anybody you do and you deal with, and especially if they bring somebody in your life, they family.
Exactly.
You know, but hell, I got a lot of cousins I don't want to talk to neither. So it don't matter. But the thing is, when it's kids, you got to teach them how to be respectful. And if you ain't being respectful, shit, they ain't going to be respectful. And the thing is, they got to be. So, you know, that's the main thing.
All right, so you had gotten out of the military, got back to Nashville, and you did odd jobs. When did you catch your footing in Nashville as far as professionally? Because you ended up being a bail bondsman.
Nah, I ain't no bail bondsman. I'm more of an electrician. Shit, Dre, I had a lot of hustles. I'm the man, the internet man, the cable man. I did so many side hustles. I made my money on the side more than I did on jobs. Shit, I remember I had a job with the cable company. Only reason I worked there so I could do side hookups and shit. So I didn't give a damn about what the orders they gave me and what I was contracted with it. I gave it away because I needed the ladder. Yeah. I'm making $1,000 a day hooking up cable and selling internet. Hustle. I might be going to jail for saying that shit on here. But so I mean, and all other shit. You know, I was going through that tweaking cable, internet boxes, cable boxes, and everything. But and that's just one of them that I'm gonna say on here. But at the same time, you don't make your mark in life through a job, only with the people you work with. But at the same time, like I got a thing with where I work at now. I really work for my oldest daughter. She's in charge of Metro School, but I work for Metro Schools as an electrician. So that bail bondsman just side hustle. So, you know, I mean, I'm bail bondsman, yeah, go to jail and I'll prove it to you. But, you know, shit like that. But I don't really think a job got nothing to do with your title. You know, like I said, you know, you the jury man, but shit, ain't no just Drake.
I do a lot of hustling too.
Yeah. I wanted to wear that Cuban link today so I can be on here shining. But
right.
But hell, jury won't go down. So, but like I said, you are who you are. Not what you do. You get caught up doing what you do, then you're too wrapped up in it.
You'll miss a lot of life like that.
Man, you
too.
do.
You'll miss a lot of life like that.
I'm a father. I ain't a husband no more. I'm a father, a cousin. But that's why it's just fam, you know. It's just fam. You know, I got some cousins. I whooped their ass more than I did my own kids. Because at the time they needed it, and my kids got them knew to stay away with that. But I only did it out of love if I did it, you know. Like even now I correct them. And they correct me, you know. They fuck with me all the time about shit I wear and everything, you know. But at the same time, it's family. It's family. So that's what I really think I am is family, you know. As far as bail bondsman and all that. Now, as far as my profession, shit, I can't tell you right now what I'm going to make $1 on in the next hour when I get a phone call.
Right.
So I always think you got to keep a lot of different wood in the fire. Especially as a black man, and it ain't like I'm a doctor and gonna go do surgery in the morning. Right. So, you know, that's really what that is.
Okay. So you raised up the family. And then recently, you started experiencing some health problems. So walk us through that. Walk us through like how was you physically prior to any news, and did you have symptoms or something that said, hey, let me make a doctor's appointment? Walk us through that process. Okay,
it's kind of, because God put them parallels in, it's kind of tricky how it went, how it's going anyway. But I always had sinus trouble. Sinus has been killing me. And then especially in Nashville, it's the worst place in the world for sinus. I've been in jungles and every damn where I didn't have sinus like Nashville. So I'm thinking everything I blame is on sinuses. On sinuses. So I go to the VA because I had high blood pressure. I had diabetes, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. So every 3 months I used to get blood checked and worked on. And I get my blood tested every 3 months. So I've been good.
So they would attribute that to what your diet and your health habits at the time, or was that just?
I contributed to just being fucked up. I really didn't know. But at the same time, I ain't feel bad. If I had a good sinus day, I had a good day just like right now. My sinus is the only thing that slows me down. So the diabetes and all that, one thing about when they start feeding you that medicine, everything got a side effect. Yeah. Everything like hell. You know, this is Thanksgiving, but it's the Friday after thing. I ain't know when I'm dated, but Friday after Thanksgiving. So this is black folks' Thanksgiving. We eating chitlins. Right. So instead of turkey and dressing. So that makes you a little sluggish, sleepy. But I'm gonna blame that shit on sinuses when I go to bed. Right. But so everything I blamed on sinuses, but because I knew they was testing my blood and all that. So I'm gonna go back to the when I got a call from my doctor, because this gonna be back and forth. So try to keep track of it because okay. I go backwards sometimes. I'm with you. So I got a call from my doctor. And she said, you need to go to and I forget what it is, but you need to go to the urologist. I got that one right. You need to go to the urologist. So I went to the urologist, and they said, well, your count is up. And I don't remember what the count is, but it's for prostate. So I go. They said your prostate is high, and so they said they did the little blood test and the urine test, and so they said they want to do they think I got cancer in the prostate, so they want to do a biopsy. It's the worst shit in the world. I mean, that biopsy is something else on the prostate. I hate it. So
what do they actually do?
I get, man,
is it a procedure?
Yeah, but it's a procedure. It's through the rectum.
Oh,
and I ain't cut out for that. But I mean, not knocking who is, but I mean that's your thing. But at the same, I mean, I don't mean that as a joke, because some people, you guys got your own lifestyle. That just ain't mine. But yeah. And she act like she was a black lady mad at me any damn way. She ain't smile.
I can't wait to get you on the table, buddy. Yeah.
My boy, I got your ass. You the one that broke up with me.
I got something for you.
Yeah. You my third grade date that left me hanging. But I said, shit. So, it was rough. I ain't doing that shit. No, when I said I ain't doing it no more. But they took 12 different samples. 3 of them had cancers in them. And so I'm looking like, cancer? I'm too damn young to have cancer. I'm only 28 when I'm in the club, but 58 on my birthday. So I'm like, cancer. So then they told me, they broke it down, and they told me, see, this how light it was. I was at work doing graduations that day, and I was just on the phone. Whenever they give you something, the doctor give you something on the phone, you good.
Right.
He said, yeah. He said, you got it. He said, but it's real mild. We like to monitor it. And so I said, oh, it's real mild. He said, yeah. He said, to be honest with you, if you wasn't getting checked so often, they wouldn't even notice it for like 3 more years. I'm like, shit, cancer, but I'm cool. Fuck cancer. Cancer can't do nothing to me. I'm good, And then, like I said, that monitor, but then I thought about that biopsy again. I said, when they got to do a biopsy? Like every 6 months. I said, oh, shit, for real? I said, oh, man. I said, hell, it ain't an exercise you can do to get prepared for that. Not unless you just do it. I don't do it. So that was going on, and then all of a sudden, I went back for another blood test. But no, before then, sinuses would drain. Sinuses would drain in my stomach and all that, and it would make me throw up. But see, not like acid reflux, because at night it didn't bother me. It hit me at a certain time every day. So it would hit me, and then I told my doctor, and then she did a scan. She did an ultrasound, when they had the babies and shit.
Right.
Yeah, I was big.
Because at this point, we're talking about prostate cancer, right?
Nah, we talking about just something else that's wrong with my sinus draining, and why it's burning my stomach where I got to regurgitate it. Throw it up for y'all niggas that don't know what regurgitate means. But I had to throw it up. So when I threw it up and all that, I was wondering, why I got to do this? Because, and so then they did the ultrasound. They didn't find nothing. Hell, my stomach was about as big as a pregnant woman then. I was real big. But they didn't find nothing. So I went back and did another blood test 3 more months later. No, it was about a month later. They said, Terry, we like to go stick you and do an MRI or whatever, the one you go in the tube, you have your hands up. Right. And it went in the tube.
It's a long process. It's like an hour or something.
Nah, they shoot some dye in you.
Right.
And they shoot some dye in you, and they check you, and man, it took about 15 minutes. Okay. But when they did the 15 minutes, I think I had to swallow the dye or something where they couldn't take metformin, the diabetes medicine. They said don't take none of that. So I ain't lying. I know the details of this shit. So I did it, and then before I got out the hospital, maybe about 15 minutes I got to the hospital, they said, Mr. Cunningham, I got you that was a Thursday. Tomorrow, I got your appointment with the gastrologist.
They want you to come right back.
Yeah, the next day. And so that's when you know it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because they ain't give me my results over the phone. I had to come get my results. Gastrologist was a young dude. He was a young dude. And so he was a young dude. And so then when he was a young dude, he was telling me, he said, well, they see some mass around your liver. And then they said, they see a mass on your liver, about 11 millimeters or something, 7 inches is what I think he was talking about. I don't know about that millimeter shit. So he said about 11 millimeter. He said, but it's so big. That mass is so big where it's probably not cancer. But if it is, probably nothing you can do about it. You know, unsympathetical whatsoever. But
find another way to break that.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was just shooting it straight to me.
Right.
And I was like, cancer, mass, nowhere fixing it. I was fucked up. So I was going down to Memphis on Highway 40. You ever know, 126, exit 126. I was talking about, man, I was trying not to choke up and shit, driving and everything. I was like, so then I get a text on my phone. It says, pray for Sherry. She got 3 to 5 days the doctor gave us. I said, wait a minute. You talking about something that might ought to be something? And your cousin, Sherry's my cousin, she going through it now for real? I said, oh, shit. I said, get your head right. And so my focus went to her and that. And to be honest with you, it was more or less Sherry giving me a relief from it, of what I had going on, because you don't know what you got going on. You just think you do. So I did that, and I was kind of messed up that weekend. And I was down in Memphis. It's supposed to be my chill spot. So when I'm bell-bound, I can cut my phone off. Now I can't help your ass and all that. But it didn't.
So all that news was gave to you within 2 days? Like these 2 doctors?
Well, the first day wasn't shit. That
right.
Going through that scope wasn't nothing. But within 2 hours was all that.
They gave
But
you all
that's
that.
what God do with your timing. He don't make it late. He don't make it early. It be right on time for you to realize what he's doing, but you don't realize that. I got so many of them you didn't realize, because most of the shit that God do for you, you'll never catch it when he's doing it.
Yep.
Because we ain't smart. Well,
Yep.
I ain't. I'm dumb as hell, but
Yep.
I ain't smart enough to keep track at the pace
Yep.
he gives you information.
Yep.
But that's why you got parallels in life. So I gotta go back and see. When I left, he set me up for a cancer doctor to actually set it up, and for me to get a biopsy on the
Find
liver.
out what this mass was.
Yeah, and so the liver was on the stomach, and that dude was good. I was like, cool with that. I was like, well, hell, this is better than that other biopsy they gave me. So I was cool with that when I got back, and they did all that. And then they found out, they said, now this is another doctor. First off, my oldest daughter in the room now. My youngest daughter's in Houston, which they think they my boss anyway. So, you know, they try to tell me what to do. So they telling me, I go to the doctor, the cancer doctor. I forgot what you call him.
Wait, are you sharing all this information the whole time, or you keep at any point you kept it to yourself, or were you sharing it with them the whole time?
I told him since dude told me about the 11 millimeter mass.
Okay.
Well, I mean that's just what I am.
Right.
I now that I ain't a criminal more, I share every damn thing. I don't care. A lot of that shit I had to keep hidden for so long, I ain't like it. Nigga steal your money. But but now I ain't a criminal no more. I can tell you everything. I can tell you how I did it, when I did it, and what I did it. But at the same time, I share it with them because, hell, they know it better than I do. You know, especially when it comes down to making sense. But at the end of the day, no matter what happened to me, they're going to be stuck with the bill. I ain't paying it. Shit. When I'm gone, they're going to say, tell that nigga come back, you owe me $20. He gone. He threw a finger up at you. But no, like I said, I'll tell you why I'm sharing this in a second. So when I go back, and then the doctor said, before the biopsy, the doctor said my oldest daughter was with me. And he said, well, we're going to do a biopsy. We're going to reveal what it is in 2 weeks. I was like, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Y'all ain't got newer shit than this to figure it out with? I wish it was 2 months, to be honest with you. Now I do, because, hell, it wasn't good news. But my other daughter came. Now, remember, I told y'all when we was talking on the side, women takes this shit better than men in most cases. My boys, they ain't nowhere around unless I call them, and the reason why, us men got to process shit our own way, and it's always slower. And, you know, it might be because I am a male, and they got to do it. I got cousin Johnny Porter. I just seen his ass in 2 months, and I just seen him on Thanksgiving. But I know no matter what, if I see you, I don't see you, it's where your heart is. You don't have to come in my face when I'm there, but I want you to be here and share this because if you share it, I don't think you have to deal with it, but you have to learn from it. Mm-hmm. So, and if you don't, and you miss the show, that's your ass. But somebody else will tell you about it. So, at the same time, we're going to go back to when I was going to find out about my biopsy result. My youngest daughter, my oldest daughter, they in there with 1,000 damn questions. I just got one.
What happened?
I fucked up, am I? But he said, this is shit that kills me. This is shit that take a smile off my face. He said, you're a healthy dude. He said, probably 6 months, but you're healthy. It might be 8 months. I said, okay. And then he said, but if you do chemo, you'll probably get 12 months. I said, okay. And then I'll be cured with medicine.
Right.
He said, no, to live. That's how he said it. No, he said, no, to live. I said, what the fuck? What did he say? I seen Terry over there with tears in her eye because she knew what it was. I was the only nigga in the room and thought he was talking about to be done with it.
A 6-month process.
A bottle of buffering and I'm good, and
Right.
shit like that, like the commercial tell you. But when he told me that and it kicked in, I was like, something just came over me. Something came over me and then I was like, whoa. It wasn't a fear, it was a hurt because she was over there crying and I knew what the fuck she was doing behind me. So that let me know it ain't really what I feel. It's what my loved ones feel when they hear it. And the thing is, it ain't even got to be your loved ones because if they know you well enough and they put themselves in that place, it ain't shit you can do about it because you see it on their face. Because if they know what I know, and I had to catch myself to realize it when I was watching her cry, and I'm crying, I'm ugly-faced and everything. But shit, only time I'm ugly. But I was doing that, and then I realized that's what hurt the most. Yeah. That's what hurt the most. But at the end of the day, when I caught myself, I realized it because this is what happened prior. This is what happened years back that I didn't know. This is one of the parallels that hit your ass and you don't realize it. I thought I was smart, right? I thought I ain't been in the penitentiary. I ain't been all my folks been in jail and everywhere, or dead or whatever. And I tell you still living, you 50-something years old and you ain't been in jail, you ain't been in penitentiary. So you smart. You smart. I'm realizing at that time that I can compete with God. God, shit, what about that Suburban? I like to get that Suburban. Give it to me. God gave me what he want. He give you what you want when you ask him. But it ain't never like you get it. It ain't never like you get it. So I realized then, quit telling God what you want him to give you. And then I said, well, God, and it always worked better when I say, God, do it your way and give me what you want me to have. So then I thought I was even a little bit, not as dumb, but a little bit smart still. I said, God gonna do it like this. He gonna
trying to figure his plan out.
I'm like, shit, I can figure out God. Hell, hold on. He ain't even a human. He's a spirit. So I'm a smart human. I can figure a spirit out. And it's never the way. I say, damn, he did it like that, and it's 10 times better than what I thought he was going to do. Yep. So I finally realized a couple years later, tell God, will he help you? And leave it alone. And since that's when I knew then how I really been living by letting God do it his way and leave it alone. But at the same time, little things stick in your head and stuff like that. And one thing I heard, and it ain't really, I heard it, but I be watching like Joel and a bunch of old cats that's preachers, and I go to sleep on them, and so I probably heard it about 12 at night.
Halfway asleep.
Yeah, I knocked out, snoring and everything, but I heard something. But then one day I went home and I sat on my couch. I didn't cut the TV on or nothing. And so then I got this thing because it sticks in my head so clear. God said, Terry. I said, huh? He said, Terry. I said, what? And then because it's just me thinking this. He said, do you know Jesus ain't the only man that walked on water? I said, yes, he is. I said, he said, no, he ain't. He said, remember Peter walked on water. He said, remember Peter when Jesus called him out And he said, Peter, come to me. He said, Peter looked into the water. You know, this is my version, so don't be correcting me and shit. This is the way I got it. So he said, Peter looked like it was water. He took a couple steps. Then the lightning started. The waves started coming real hard and lightning. Peter found himself waist deep going down, sinking. And Jesus said, no, Peter, look at me. Keep looking at me and come to me. Have faith in me. When he said, Peter, have faith in me, Peter got faith and started walking on water. He said, God said, all y'all, Peter, all y'all gonna sink if you don't keep faith in Jesus. So all you got to do is keep faith in Jesus, but at the same time, it requires a little bit of grinding. You got to grind a little bit too, but you got to keep the faith. So all that goes back to that day and thinking, all right, now, I ain't as fucked up as Terry, I ain't fucked up as Christian, but it still hurt my heart because that's my mortal heart. That you don't want your kids, you don't want your loved ones, you don't want nobody to be having that face look, you know, of pain. Going through that. But at the same time, I thought about it too. Everybody I know is the reason why I got cancer. And the reason why I say that, everybody I know is the reason why. Terry, I don't have cancer for me. I got cancer because God could take my life at a millisecond, and I'm gone. I'm gone. Go downtown and look at everybody in the morgue. And he don't got to give you no warnings. He don't have to let you know he's coming. He just come. That's right. But he gave me a get my affair in order day. That's what I look at, because I'm a bail bonds, and I'm thinking about these cats. Once the judge get them you go into the penitentiary, get your affairs in order, date to get all your kids paid up and every damn thing. To give you that date, that's a judge give it to you. God gave me mine. So reason why he gave me date, not them affairs of paying my bills. I ain't paying shit since I found out about this. I ain't paying my lights and water. This shit. They gonna be towing shit at the funeral. But y'all cut that noise down. But so he gave me a get my affairs in order date to let everybody who know and everybody who knows me to understand this is how you transition in his way. And the thing is, that's why I'm honestly telling you, I'm good. That's why I ask everybody else, you fucked up, you don't have no idea what's going on with you. At least I got something that a white man told me, the doctor. Yeah, he's a white man too. If he was black, he's still a doctor that told me, God gonna take me when he want to. Exactly. He gonna take me when he want to. That's why I still feel good. I don't have nothing in my midsection hurt or nothing like that. Nothing. But part of that is because God put all that in. He instilled a whole lot in me to let me always tell him every day, do it your way. I'm not asking for nothing. I'll just do it your way. Don't just do it. I mean, to be honest with you, anything I could think of, I'm going to keep my mouth closed on how to do it because he already showed me, shut up. You know, so I ain't doing that.
Well, that can take a lot of pressure off you when you don't have to worry about it. When you can just say, God, you do it however you're going to do it. You don't have to worry about figuring it out. You got to believe in it.
But see, he showed me 100 different ways why don't worry, I'm hard-headed as I always been. But at the same time, he's the ultimate teacher. You know, he taught me so many different ways. You ought to see all the shit I asked him for that backfled on me and wasn't that stuck with hell like the first wife. But still, let me get this money, baby. Let me have my own. Hell, I ain't never met her ass. So, nah, we cool. But at the same time, that's why when somebody say, how are you? I mean, well, what do you mean? Financially, I need to use some money, but as far as physically, I'm good. I'm very good. Now, you know, I got the things that, like Mesha likes to with this cancer thing. The lady told me in the store, because I was fucked up one day, and sometimes I get like this, I try not to, because it's a learning process. I got where I was dehydrated and malnutrition because of what I'm going through. I'm working on a plant-based diet. This cat named Tony, I met these dudes, they real cool, named Tony Holt and Dr. Kevin Billups. And they are. I ain't gonna say plant based, but that's
or
what
holistic doctors.
Yeah, I don't even know what that shit mean, but I think so.
I mean, they want to deal with natural cures versus just medicating everything.
Exactly, but it's more plant based. It's a plant based. The way it's explained, it makes all the sense in the world. And the way God put these parallels in me, it fits perfect with what they got going on. Because this is what I have. I met my daughter. You know, they do shit trying to get you healthy and tell you to tell you what the fuck to do anyway. But my daughter Christian, about a couple of years ago, she got me this meal prep lady. Don't go to sleep on me. Meal prep lady. and so she got me a meal prep lady, and she was making plant-based food and all this. I about 1 week of that shit. I was like, I don't eat that. Fuck that. But so her name was Dewana. And so the food was good, but it wasn't what I'm
Right.
every meal with a meat.
Right.
You know, I go to bacon sandwich in the morning, get them thick ass bacon sandwiches. And so I was meat every meal. But so I was like, I ain't doing that no more. So then all of a sudden when I met these cats right here, they do the whole 9 yards. They help men fight cancer, because all of us is either fighting cancer or they fought cancer, and right now they winning in the cancer. So when they broke it down to me on the different foods and the plants, the broccolis, the superfoods, and all that, and then also what actually feed cancers, the meats and shit I cheated on yesterday and today. You know, a lot of that. But that's why I do it. That's part of my. And if I still it doesn't help my cancer for me to live no longer, that's fine. That's fine, because like I said, I want God to take me as soon as He want me. Take me. Don't y'all, like I told you, don't y'all niggas be jinxing me talking about keep him around. No, when He's ready for me to go, let me go. And I want you to know I was ready to go, but not before, no later than that. But so, and plant-based is good. It's good. I'm everywhere I go, I deal with a lot of plant-based restaurants and things like that.
So what you eating now on a typical day?
Yes,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What you eating?
Oh shit. Now I wake up and get me a wrap with like some flat seeds and stuff. A wrap with peanut butter and jelly. Even though that ain't the healthiest, but I need the nutrition. So I do that, oatmeal, and then I mid morning I get a smoothie. But see, this I can't stand kale. That shit's nasty. Mm-hmm. I eat the kale with the broccoli and with some fruits in it, and I drink that. That gave me a serving. And I ain't gonna tell you how much I don't do, because I ain't doing as much as I need to do. But at the same time, I try to do a salad at lunchtime, and thing is, I try to chop some broccoli up in it or something like that. You know, because and broccoli fights cancer. Fried chicken help cancer.
Right.
So
feeds it,
yeah. So but before that, let me go back to the food part. I was taking diabetes medicine, and before I even knew anything about cancer, I was taking diabetes medicine. I was taking Ozempic. Ozempic is supposed to make you lose weight. They say up to 6 to 20 pounds you can lose weight. I fucked around and lost 60 pounds, and the thing is that
what amount of time?
Shit, man, well, I lost 60 pounds in about 6 months. Damn. But my biggest loss was in the first 4 months. I lost 40 pounds. So, I was like, shit. I mean, I was poking holes in belts and shit because I didn't want to buy another one because in case I get bigger, and still had to go to get smaller T-shirts and shit. My cousin Andy seen how big them motherfuckers look on me and shit. Yeah. I used to tell him about not having a chest. Yeah. I said, nigga, buy a T-shirt with a chest in it next time. And that's what, watch what you say, come back on you. Even if it is a joke. So I did that, and then all of a sudden, I lost that weight. But then the cancer came. And people said, well, cancer made you do it. I said, no, that diabetes medicine made me do it. But what that done, but the reason why I lost that weight, not because of that medicine. It took like all fried foods taste out my mouth. I couldn't be in a. You sit right here with some fries. I'd be like, man, shit, I'm turning my head. Fries like an ugly woman. I don't even want to see it, So fries, hamburgers, steaks. I went to Jeff Ruby's, a steakhouse. I bought a cowboy steak, one of them 64 ounce. I cut it in four because I always just do it, and I might eat two sides. I was tearing them up. Two sides before I leave, take the other half home. But then I bought one. I just cut one side of it, and then I couldn't eat it.
Your palate changed.
Man, my palate, my ass, I didn't want nothing. No foods.
Oh.
No foods. So, therefore.
From the diabetes medicine.
From the diabetes medicine. Went on God. Basically, God. He put that parallel in me.
All his plan.
He put that in me. Like I said, he got all the parallels. Diabetes medicine what jumped it off. But God is what made it work past the 20 pounds that they gave me. So I was 20 pounds, I've been cool because the women still like thick. And they tell you lost so much weight. I said, not everywhere, baby. Don't trouble yourself with that. But I'm still thick. But girth. But it's so heavy. But let me get back on what God know me. But so at the same time, that was going on. All this been going on. It ain't been no long-term shit. This been new.
Right.
So by then, that was going on with that. So when I get back and I meet Tony and Dr. Billups, and they turn me on to this right here, turning me on to smoothies, and I'm going to tell you what, but turn me on to more of this. Brothers are doing what I need to be doing, and I'm years from doing it. I should have been doing it. But it's easier when you see proof in the pudding than just pudding. So they, and that really sold me. That sold me. But one thing about it, these cats are so wide open and they tell you about anything. You know, we got women around in the audience now. But if it was all men in here, we'd be talking shit. Some of it be lies, some of it be true, but everybody be chattering. When women around and men around, women do all the talking. Most time they don't let you get shit in no way. But that's for when men around, if we could do all men, because I like dealing with just all men, because the reason why, because we get so reserved. And we get so reserved until it's just us. And then the thing is, I can look at you and tell when you got a problem, because I had that problem before. And I tell you something, I hit something that ring a bell, you'll pop up, and you'll be like, man, that's right. But see, when women around, now women will do it, but men won't do it. Women won't do it. So go back to the food. He said, man, I want to talk to you and anybody supposed. So I had my daughters on, or my sons, they got on. I don't know if they got on, but they said it was on. But we was on a Zoom call. And then he said, man, I got somebody who do meal prep for you and do plant-based. You know, 'cause I'm thinking, plant-based, some new shit I never tried before. Girl got on DeWanna, the same girl that I
here she go again.
I said, wait, DeWanna said, first thing she said was, Terry, I'll alter. I said, no, DeWanna, your food was cool. But that was Terry trying to lose weight. I ain't give a fuck about plant-based then. This is Terry trying to fight cancer, and I know what you're doing now. And so she do meal preps for me and stuff like that. And the thing is, she gets me jumped off on the type of food. But then I found out this is a whole nother world. Plant-based and all that.
Definitely.
Now, my sister, Rhonda, she plant-based like a motherfucker. She'll tell you about what kind of ointments or whatever. She ain't told me how to substitute Viagra yet, but still, she'll tell you about everything else. But at the same time, she's in it. And the thing is, I don't know, most of the time when they say shit like that, I wasn't listening.
But the way it happened, your appetite, you had already really lost the appetite for all
so
that
it
other
made
stuff
it easy
anyway.
for plant-based.
And then it was reintroduced to you right in time.
Not saying that made it better, but if I got to eat something good for you instead of eat something bad for you, because I ain't had a taste no way. You know, I ain't had a taste for shrimp fried rice no more with extra soy sauce and all of that shit, you know. But don't get me wrong, I'm human. It comes back. I need a spoonful, like them children saying I ain't supposed to eat. A spoonful of that, boom, boom, boom. All I need is a taste of it. You know, kind of like a side chick, just a taste of it and you good. But you don't have to stay there. But so that's how food is. Somebody must know what I'm talking about. But y'all gonna edit that, ain't you? But edit all that shit. But so therefore, when DeWanna came back on, I realized God put her in my life a long time ago. Because he knows she was coming back.
All his plan.
With all them damn beans and shit. So, but like I said, that was just some parallels that you have.
So in addition to the plant-based diet, are you doing any treatment through the hospital?
I do chemo. I do chemo, and they got something called, I forgot what the name is, but it's supposed to be some new stuff. But the thing is, I'm kind of worried about it at the same time because it can attack other organs. It's not bad. And so, like I said, with chemo, I still got my hair, but it's going fast. I'm going to be about shit. But tomorrow when I take weight, it's going to be about as low as yours and shit. But it don't matter about that. But
How long
chemo,
you been on it?
I've been on it for about a month and a half, somewhere in there. I guess, like I said, I'm bad on them dates, but I think I've been to 206 with 3 weeks in it, about 9 months, a month and a half, 2 months, somewhere like that. Treatments.
When they offered you that, was you right away like, all right, let's do it, or you had to think about it?
I had to think about it, shit. I mean, I bought so much dope in my days. I wanted some free one, but I wanted something that worked, So, and I, like I said, I ain't 100% trusted on science only because I know God is the scientist. So at the same time, he let me know it was cool just to find out. I know he would have, like I said, I'm doing what he tell me to do and only what he tell me to do. And if he don't want me to do something, he'll shut me up right now if he want to quit talking. But like I said, he'll let me know. And so I do the chemo, which they give me nausea medicine. I don't go through the nausea part. But like the swollen legs and stuff like that, I go through that. I got to throw my feet up in the air, and then I get skinny as the rest of my damn body. And then in the mornings, the water goes back down. I get the itchy. I get the itchy skin where I got to do the Benadryl, and Benadryl fucks me up.
Have you ever tried any of the cannabis treatment that they got for it?
No, and the reason why, because I'm not nauseous, but I need the cannabis treatment to eat.
Right.
No, I ain't tried nothing here. They say y'all up in Michigan got the best, but
it's enough of your cousins that I'm sure you can find something.
I'm sending all them niggas to jail tonight. But we in Michigan. We can say shit like that.
It's legal.
Yeah, we in Tennessee. You wouldn't make it to the border. But yeah, like I said. But I need the kind that not the roof blowing like my kids smoke. But I need the kind that I need the kind that make you nauseous. I mean, to make you hungry.
There's a science to it. I was just asking because a lot of people believe that helps a lot, and there's a science to it. There's certain brands and whatever for different.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something you want to.
Well, yeah. When I go down to goddamn Cutters tonight and get a bag down there,
that's not gonna be that.
When I go down to Cutters, they ain't gonna tell me what kind it is.
Nah.
But at the same time, you got to deal with somebody who knows what you're getting. And shit. Hell, they got about 50 different names of the same shit. So, yeah, that's why I could see myself using it for that.
Right.
But for the nausea, I don't get nauseated. But I got a rash over my body and shit like that. So I'm still hitting with my clothes on and shit like that. So all the rashes and shit. Polka dot boy, come on, get it up. I ain't gonna do all that shit. Girl, you embarrass me. Get your ass out. But so it changes your life. And then, like I said, that chemo, it's some powerful shit.
Yeah,
it's some real drugs.
And guess what? What we all know is that they'll put you through it. They ain't guaranteeing you nothing with it. You would go through all the torture if it was guaranteed to work.
Did you catch this part? I'm doing this for 3 months to live. I'm doing this shit for 3 months to live. That's all I'm doing it for.
Exactly.
If it was bad, I wouldn't be doing it. Something I can't handle, I wouldn't be doing it. God let me handle this for 3 months to live.
Yeah.
For springtime. Shit, I don't even like flowers like that. So shit, for springtime. But you gotta grind.
Yeah.
You gotta grind, and you can't say I shoulda, woulda, coulda. But at the same time, I'm full hearted. He got me. That's why I'm cool. I'm good. Yeah. Y'all the ones fucked up. I'm good. So, but the thing is, God don't want me to think I'm good. He want me to let y'all know. Faith in him, you'll be good too. You wouldn't be feeling sorry for me if you had faith in him about what you need. And don't feel sorry. I hope you don't feel sorry for me.
No, it's just
I get
it's
around
always
and
the
everything.
feeling of, a lot of it is selfish. People will miss you. People will, and you're
I
a
hope-
grandfather, a father, a brother, a cousin, a son, and friend. All them people, everybody relies on it. A lot of people rely
I
on
was
you.
born on December the 4th, 1963. I didn't know that shit till I was 18. I thought it was December the 1st. But at the same time, it don't matter what day I was born. I was born that day as an image of a man. So we didn't come here at the same time. We ain't gonna leave at the same time. But at the same time, if you love me, you know me, you always can talk to me through prayer, no matter where I'm at. Nashville, Detroit, anywhere. Because you know me to know the answer to the question that you're asking me. Hell no, Sam, I ain't giving you no damn money. You know the answer. Nah, nigga, that's stupid. Oh no, man, we can't be doing that. You know how I answer if you know me. We ain't never leaving each other. We embedded. And the thing is, I hope I'm going where you need to be going so I can get it ready for you. Oh, yeah. I got Sherry up there getting mine ready. And she ain't gonna put me next to no bad hoes, I'm sure. He don't need to be over there. That's that motherly image and shit. He gonna mess up the whole street. No, give me my mansion right there. I want it right over there. So, all jokes, but at the same time, you can always talk to your loved ones.
Yes, sir.
That's what you gotta realize. Just like how you feel sorry for your loved ones, you can also talk to them. I honestly believe that. I've been my 9th grade year at Cooley. Guy got shot up there on Greenfield and Finkel. We don't know. We was over there. But Greenfield and Finkel got killed. And I ain't even know the dude, but I knew all his friends. And they was like, man, we're going to go get them. We're going to go get them. I was like, I was in 9th grade and shit. I was, go to his funeral. I learned this lesson. Go to his funeral. And it's a calm that comes over you when a funeral is going on. Not a wedding proposal, but a calmness that comes to you when a funeral go on. So at the same time, that person that passed, they will always let you know, I'm good. Nigga, I ain't coming back there where y'all at. I'm good where I'm at. You will get that calmness no matter how far out that death was. Because all that is human stuff. But when that spirit hit and they put that calmness over you, that's when you know the person you love is in a better place than you are.
Well, if you
But
think
the
about
the missing part
that's
that
what
you
we
have
to go through.
is your selfishness. And you're supposed to have that. But get over your selfishness and love your loved one. Like I said, if you can talk to me all the time without me having to open my mouth, keep talking. I don't care. Because you know me well enough.
And when you like in the way that we grew up in church and everything, they say that when a person dies, they're going to get their reward for everything that they've been through down here and believing in God and being. So if you think of it as that person that you love is going to get their reward.
They're going to get it. They getting it.
They're going to get it.
Why are you stopping that?
And you want them to still be here with you.
Don't be saying that to me. But at the same time, I look at this and I look at God got me here for people to see and to learn from. At the same time, he might have my ass here trying to get me straight. But
it's his plan.
I don't think he would have put a date on it. He wants me to stay straight and get better with it at the same time. Mm-hmm. So far as being a grandfather or father or anything else, now it's your turn to grow up. Your turn to understand. Your turn to explain how this life with God works. So speak up. That's all I'm saying, because we ain't none of us here forever. And the reason why, God wouldn't punish us like that. This ain't heaven, the guarantee. Because everybody I know who gives me that feeling, they wouldn't trade places with me. They ain't coming back.
Well, I'll tell you now, as we starting to wrap up, the reason why this table is set up as a card table is because about 22 something years ago, I was dating this light-skinned girl from Michigan State University, and we went down to Nashville to see her family.
Mm-hmm.
And at the big White House, if you would look downstairs, they would be sitting down there playing cards, right? And this is when we was younger. We would all be getting dressed to go out to the club. And while we getting dressed and getting ready, they would be down there playing cards. We would go out, get drunk, party, come back in the house 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. They would still be sitting down there playing cards, right? And over the years, that's a tradition that happened. They're upstairs playing cards right now.
I'm trying to get up there.
And over the years, especially recently, I've realized the value in that card table because when we're sitting at this card table, you can talk trash. You can beat the mess out of me. I can beat the mess out. It's all even. And sometimes at the card table, it's 3, even 4 generations of people sitting at that card table. Nobody's thinking about their sickness. Nobody's thinking about their bills. Everybody is amongst loved ones. You're sharing, you're competing, having fun. Mm-hmm. It's as much fun for the old as it is for the young. And that's a very valuable time. It's priceless to be able to sit at the card table. And that's a tradition that y'all family taught me. And everybody's family has their own card table.
Everybody had their own.
It could be whatever, but in y'all family, for sure, it's the card table. Never heard of pull tabs until I met y'all either. What is that all about? Pull tabs.
Trying to send us to jail, ain't you?
Oh, that's illegal too?
Hell yeah. Half the thing you just name is legal. But it's you know what it is? Pull tabs is lottery before lottery. You buy it and you scratch off the winner, but you pull it off. And you get it, you buy so many, they're $1 a piece, and you pull them off. Sometimes somebody buy 50, and when they get 5 of them pulled, they tell you, give you 20 more just so you stay there and won't sell nobody else none.
Right.
So they get all the winners.
Oh, yeah, be sitting at the card table.
I got to get that over there.
Playing for quarters, and I seen somebody run out of quarters, and they just refill their quarters. It's just for the sport of it, for the fun, sitting down and being able to enjoy that time.
And it looks kind of difficult, but ain't nobody trying to take nobody bill money.
No, it's not that.
At
all.
To be honest with you, you ain't supposed to pay it if you bill money, but at the same time, shit, if you need bill money, then pull me to the side when we get done.
Exactly.
I know you tried to win it. Hell, I lost mine too. Got to pull somebody else to the side. So that's why one thing they do ask, who won the money?
Right.
I ain't win shit. I won $3. I give you $1.50 of it. That's all I want. So that's really it's not that competitive type thing. I know. It's more of a relaxation, thing, than anything.
It's a beautiful thing to sit at that card
Only
table.
Only one don't relax is the ones that don't know how to play. Then your ass is lost. So that's all it is. Like I said, it's just like you said, a way of bonding.
Yes, sir.
It's cool. It's just what we do. Hell, we used to shoot dice and everything. We have all kind of parties, but at the same time, it always came back to cards. It always came back to cards and pool tabs. That was just another way of keeping our money in the house instead of going down there getting a $50 of scratch off from the market. Sending some kid to college because yours ain't going. Sending some kid to college and shit. So we'll keep it in the house.
Yeah, I just admired how everybody would be at the White House. It was like the check-in headquarters, and everybody would be at the White House, and people would be down there playing cards. It might be 2-3 tables
that was
going
our
there
grandparents'
sometimes.
house.
Yeah, and I just thought that was a beautiful thing. So even till this day, there's always a card table going on. That's why I wanted to sit down at the card table today.
And get rid of leave your problems.
That's it.
Because you're losing your money.
So, what we want to do, man, I'm so thankful that we was able to sit down and have this conversation.
I appreciate it.
On how did we get here, we believe that whatever you going through, if you can sit and talk about it, it can be therapeutic for you. And it will definitely help somebody else. That's the
if
point
it's just
of it.
one person, you know,
That he
I'm
was-
God's vessel. I ain't asked for it, but he gave it to me, so it's an honor. Anything I can help anybody with, anything that you need, let me know. You know, I know you think I'm fucked up, but you worse than me, so I'm gonna keep
That's
saying
a
that.
fact.
So at the same time, anything that we come together with, you know, let's try to get an answer to it. Might not be the right answer, but it'll be an answer. But I told you one answer is leave it in God's hand and it'll be covered.
Amen.
You know, that's the answer I do know. So, you know.
So we're gonna end it in prayer, man. There was a lot that was said
Appreciate
here
it.
today.
Let me slide this hat off.
We're gonna take some time to
How you
soak
finna see
that
my
in.
bald head? All right.
God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this Thanksgiving holiday. We thank you for allowing us to gather here with our loved ones and be able to share this time. And we thank you for Terry Cunningham and all the wisdom and knowledge that he shared with us through his experiences and his past up till now. We thank you for his life. And God, we ask that the things that are said and done today would be used to help us through whatever we may be going through or whatever we have to go through. And that will be used to help someone else who may hear this at some point in time. All these things we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right.